So imagine I just did a whole intro, but I forgot to press record. Let's do it again. Yes guys, hope you're well. My name is Junaid. I am a 4th year medical student studying here at Newcastle University, and today I'm going to be making a video on the things that I realized when I started medical school. Now, it was not so long ago, well, it was actually quite long ago, but it feels not so long ago that I was just like you know, starting medical school and not knowing what to expect. And a lot of these things I kind of realized along the way, but I could never have imagined that things would be like that. So I thought, why not make a video about it and share some insights with you guys. Also, quick side note, pre the trim, got it looking fresh, you know, none of that long hair anymore, bun that. Right, we're back to the skin fades. So let's just get straight into the video. And the first point, and it's one that I realized pretty early on when I started med school, was that the library is the best place to socialize. No cap. The library is the least and the most productive place at the medical school. You could go in there with full intentions to have an absolute banging study session, and then you might do no studying at all. Like me the other day, I went there, you know, fully ready to study, laptop in hand, coffee flask, headphones, everything, you know, got my whole studying set up, you know, ready to go. I go there, I set it up, you know, I spend a good 10 minutes setting it up perfectly. I sit down and then I study for like 30 minutes. For some reason, I was feeling a little bit unproductive. So I thought, hey, let me just like stretch my legs, go for a little walk, you know, no big deal. And I see one of my friends who's also a medical student, and you know, I see them, you know, it's not someone that I haven't seen in a while. I see this person quite a bit. So I go there, you know, it's supposed to be a quick 5-minute hi bye kind of thing. 45 minutes gone. I spent 45 minutes chatting to this person and not even realizing where the time went. And the whole time I was stood up as well. I didn't even sit down. I was literally stood up waiting to leave. And then I just got drawn into the conversation. So yeah, all I'm gonna say is banging place to socialize, but sometimes not the best place to go if you actually need to do some work. And also, if you go with your friends, it's just hilarious. Like the banter and the vibes are immaculate. Like I've got so many bait videos that I can't even share. Legit, it's just the most jokes place, and you'll probably make the most memories in this place. On a real though, if you are gonna head to the library to actually get some work done, you know, not just straight vibes, then I recommend you take some headphones with you, because when you pop these on, people know that you're a serious candidate and that you're there to do some actual work. So boom, you can't hear anyone, they know you're gonna work, and I can't really hear myself now, so I'm gonna take them off. Now this next one is one that I wish I knew before I started, and that is that a little bit every day goes a really, really long way. Now, if you do a little bit of work every single day, like, or it doesn't even have to be every single day, it could be every other day, it basically stops the work from piling up. And at med school, you know, you guys will probably already know this, but the volume of content is ridiculous. You know, the content itself, not too crazy.
Stop the cap.
But it's just the volume. So we'll do a little bit every single day or every other day if you can't be bothered. Even 30 minutes will go a long way if you do that consistently. I made this mistake in first year, and I basically left a huge pile of work to do at the end of the year, and basically I just didn't have the time to go through all of it. So I sat my final exam in first year without having covered 2 whole modules, which is a huge risk, and I never did that again. And also I did cover those modules, for those of you that are wondering. You know, luckily I got through it and I am in 4th year now. But yeah, just guys, do not do that. I got left the hook. I think it's pretty clear that man had no idea what he was doing in first year. I don't really have an idea what I'm doing now either. Now the next one is you get what you put in, and a nice little analogy that I have is, imagine you're walking and you're coming across a group of people, and normally these interactions are pretty straightforward. You look down, they look down, and you just walk past without looking at each other. But imagine this, imagine you look up and you smile, and then they see you smiling, and then you give one smile, but then you get 3 or 4 in return. Unless you smile too much, then it's just a bit creepy. It just goes to show you get what you put in, and sometimes more. So when it comes to university, just be a yes man. Say yes to everything at the start. Say yes to all of the opportunities. Be the first to answer that question or examine that patient or take that history, because you learn from those experiences. A lot of people will be scared of being the first one to do things like that. And by actually volunteering to go first and saying yes to those opportunities, you're putting yourself at a greater advantage to make the most out of your experience. So the next point is that competition is very real. Now, you probably sat there thinking, wait, I've just worked so hard to get into med school. I've busted my ass out to get the grades. I've competed in all these interviews, and the whole application process was pretty much a massive competition. But the competition is probably worse at medical school. Now, I know it shouldn't be like that, but it most likely will be. And the reason is that you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of very academically capable people. And the majority of people have come from schools and colleges where they're constantly at the top of the class. And so it can be a very weird experience where you're suddenly going from the top to average or, just about passing. So this can fuel unhealthy competition between students. Imagine this, you work so hard in your finals, and then when it comes to the results, you get ranked amongst all of the other medical students. So, everyone pretty much knows where they stand in the year. And obviously at my med school, they don't publish the names and the rankings, they just tell you your ranking. But I'm sure there's some med schools where they do that. And yeah, I just feel like that just fuels competition. And bear in mind as well, like your exam results do actually count. It's not just about jumping through hoops and getting through year 1, year 2, year 3, etc. The exam results actually dictate where you can get placed when it comes to applying for jobs. So if you do really well, you can apply to the super competitive specialties and locations. But if you don't do so well, then you're going to be at the bottom of the list. So there definitely is that competition, and the competition also extends beyond that as well when it comes to job interviews and the rest of it. So sadly, competition is here to stay. Now for this one, I want you to be a bit careful because I don't know your university policy on this, so check it beforehand. But basically, you do not have to go to all of the lectures. Well, at least at my university anyway, because all of the lectures are recorded. Now, if you miss a class in school or college, you're getting done for. But with lectures, it's just not that deep. At least at my university anyway. As long as it's not a compulsory lecture, you're fine. I remember back in first year, in the first 2 weeks, I went to every single lecture. Even though the content was kind of interesting, I just can't sit down for an hour and focus for the entire hour. So I was literally falling asleep in these lectures. So if you're like me, then I recommend just chill at home or go to the library and watch the recorded lectures in 2 times speed. And that way you can be fast.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
And the next point is probably the most important, and that is that life does not stop at med school or university. I'm now in 4th year, and I just find it crazy how fast time has gone. I know that's a very cliche thing to say, but I promise you, time really does fly by. And if I was doing a non-medical degree, I'd be done with university and I'd have to, get a job and join the real world, which I'm just not ready for. So for that reason, I'm pretty glad I'm doing medicine. But on a serious note, I think it's important to make the most out of the time you have, because I'm sure that as a kid, you dreamt of being in this position and studying that dream course. And the last thing you want is to, fly through and actually not enjoy it and not actually take the time out to live and make memories. So just remember, it's not all study. But make sure you make memories, live your best life, be that main character. Just remember, work hard, but also play hard. So, fairly straightforward video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was one that I came up with in like 10 minutes. So if you enjoy like this sort of talkative content, then let me know down below in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, I feel like you'd really enjoy this video up here. Check that out. And yeah, you guys know the drill. Drop a cheeky like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. To socialize, no cap, is the best place to socialize, no cap.